Hi there, TaffyRue here, and welcome to another exciting episode of Features by TaffyRue, where we get to put the spotlight on young upcoming artists and creatives who are bubbling under. So one of the reasons why I started this podcast was to help upcoming artists and creatives. And one of the ways that I do that on this podcast is I bring them through and we get to talk about them, they share their story. But one of the other ways that we're going to be helping these upcoming artists and creatives is that we're going to be bringing on people that have knowledge, people that these upcoming artists and creatives can learn from. And today's conversation is one of those episodes where we get to sit down with somebody in the music business. I first came across Mwana Wevhuu when I was scrolling on Instagram, and I benefited immensely from his content on music marketing. And I knew that I had so many questions to ask him, and just talking to him on Instagram wasn't going to cut it. So today I have brought him onto the podcast, and hopefully you're going to learn as much as I know I'm going to be learning. Welcome, Mwana Wevhuu.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you for agreeing to come and to sit down and have this chat. So before we go on, maybe you can start by introducing yourself. Who are you? Mwana Wevhuu S3 do you have another name? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. My name is Chikomborero Dilan Machamire. Mm-hmm. I am a child of God. Mm-hmm. I am a farm boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up Papraz.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
My mom thinks I'm cool, so I'm gonna put it in there.
All moms think their kids are cool.
I mean, every time I post something, she just comments cool.
Ah, nice.
So I yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a music fan. Mm-hmm. And because of being a music fan, I'm also called Mwana Wevhuu. Mm-hmm. Yes, a music marketer, music manager, music curator, mm-hmm. creative director, and content creator.
Yes, yeah, so you do a lot.
Yes, I do a lot.
You do a lot. But before we go into what you do, you said you're a music fan. Yes. Did you ever think about going into music yourself, or you just wanted to enjoy the music?
Well, I think every guy who listens to hip-hop, growing up, they want to rap. Uh-huh. Yeah, because it's so cool and you think anyone can do it. So, of course, in high school, I tried a bit. Uh-huh. Those who know me, mm-hmm. I did a bit. But then I think being a fan, enjoying the music mm-hmm. is what then took over.
Nice. Okay, so you mentioned that you are a music marketer, you are into music management, A&R, mm-hmm. right? Creative director mm-hmm. and content creator.
Yes.
Right?
Also a music curator.
Music curator, yes, I'd left that one out. All right, so out of all those things that you do, what do you do the most? What do you enjoy the most? Do you do those things equally, or there's something you do more than the other?
Well, I think I do all of them at the same time, uh-huh. and I enjoy doing all of them. Uh-huh. Well, I think music marketing is what I do a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, for now, because of the level that I'm at. Curating, I just got a couple of playlists that I have, but then there's more to curating.
Nice.
A curator is someone who organizes music uh-huh. for maybe a platform, an event, or even a playlist. So DJs are examples of curators.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And playlist curators on Spotify and everything. Yeah, those are curators. So as I grow, I'm going to be able to do curating for live performances and stuff. So I think I do everything at the same time.
Okay. What is involved in music marketing?
Well, I think marketing, to understand music marketing, we need to look at it from a lens that music is a business. Yeah. So every business needs marketing. It needs to be able to sell that product, to be able to advertise that product, and to be able to just let the audience know of that product in a way that the brand wants it to be exposed. So I think that's very important for the brand, for the product, which is the music. The main product is the music. So I think marketing is very important because we need to be able to put our brand, our product out there in the best way possible so that our audience can relate.
Okay, interesting. And music management, what's involved in music management? And do we have enough of it in Zimbabwe?
Music management.
Yes.
That's a big word in Zimbabwe. Something that we haven't really be able to identify. The reason why I say that is because there are a lot of artists that have managers, and there are a lot of artists that don't have managers. But you can't tell the difference. You really? It's very difficult to tell that this person has a manager. This person, because, you know, artists, they just act the same way. So you can't really tell. Only a small percent, only 1% is being managed well. Okay. And that 1% is the one that's benefiting from everything in the music industry. Yeah. So I think it all comes down to not clearly defining what a manager is. And I have an interesting theory on that. I believe that a manager for an upcoming artist and a manager for a mainstream artist, those two people should approach management differently.
Okay. As with any business, I guess,
Yes.
you know, somebody who is managing or, managing a small enterprise versus a big multinational, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. So I think that's where we clearly need to define. So what should you be doing, you know, managing an upcoming artist? That is more of artist development that you're doing. You're developing that craft, you're building it so that it can be one day a manageable brand. You know, because managing is we should be managing things that are going on within the brand. So if you don't have anything really going on in your music, you probably don't need management. You need artist development. You need coaching. So whoever is going to be managing an upcoming artist should use that approach, should be an artist developer. I think upcoming artists don't need managers. They need acting managers. So, you know, you go through that with an artist, you develop their craft, you know, you grow with them until they become a manageable brand. Only then can you then claim that I'm a manager, because you've developed the craft until it's something that is manageable. So then you can have a manager.
Okay.
And then for a mainstream artist, the approach that you use as a manager is now completely different, like you mentioned. So in this case, I think the acting manager model still applies. I think what mainstream artists need to do actually is to look for someone that can play that acting manager role. Look for opportunities for me. Play that role. Just like shadow manage me first. Okay. And then before you're given the actual role, the access. So I think that's management. If we use that approach, I think that's the best way of you know, deconstructing it.
Okay, and then somewhere on your profile you mentioned you are also A&R, right? That is a word that I've heard like in movies and record labels when they're talking about A&R. You know, what is A&R, and is it viable here in Zimbabwe where, you know, record labels aren't a big deal or they're not as prominent as they were in the past?
The word A&R means, you asked what it means?
Yes, first, what does it mean? For those of us who don't know what A&R means.
An A&R is an abbreviation. It's artists and repertoire.
Okay.
I don't know what repertoire is. my vocab is not that deep. But then an A&R is just and someone who's involved in the scouting of talent.
Okay.
Those are the people that scout. They look for talent that is not yet developed, talent that they can see maybe it can be big one day.
Okay.
So usually in a record label setup, those guys do that and they look for talent and they bring it in. And once they bring it in, they develop that craft. They link the artist with producers, songwriters, so that they can be able to grow.
Yeah.
And then, they're just involved in the development of an upcoming artist until they become a superstar.
Okay. And so are you affiliated with any record label, or can you still be an A&R without being part of a record label?
Yes, you can. So, of course, because it's only one A&R at a record label. So it's pretty tough to get a job as an A&R.
Yeah.
So I guess there are a lot of independent A&Rs.
Okay.
So for now, I'm an independent A&R.
Okay.
I'm just recruiting talent in my own way, just so that I can be able to market. So right now, my A&R is so that I can market. I can do the marketing for that artist.
Oh, nice.
That's how I'm using the A&R right now.
Okay. Interesting. Are there any record labels in Zimbabwe? Because in Ndakagumsira kunzwa kunana Metro, and I forgot the other one.
What we have in Zim are independent record labels.
Okay.
It's different from the major record labels that we know, Sony, UMG. But independent record labels, they're just self-funded. And we have Nash TVs, and it's an independent record label.
Okay.
We've got Bridge North Music, that's an independent record label. Yeah. We have, I think Shashu recently opened hers, Soft Music Records. Yeah, I'm not particularly aware of many independent record labels we have, but we do have.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So there is, I guess, maybe some action that is going on there. We might begin to see more record labels as time progresses in the future.
Which type? The independent?
Yes, the independent ones.
Yes, I think it's a matter of having investors, investing in the music. I think that's where the record label comes from, because there's need for a lot of funding.
Yeah.
So I think if we can have more people investing in the music industry, just like they invest in other industries, I think we can have more independent record labels.
Okay, cool. So why do you do what you do? Obviously, you've mentioned a lot of things, but why? Why do you? Because I mean, the music industry in Zimbabwe does not have a good rep in terms of whether there are monetary benefits to it and all of that. So why do you do what you do?
Why I do what I do? I think it's a calling.
Okay.
Yeah, because like you're saying, there are a lot of negatives towards the music industry, and I intend to fix that. I intend to change this music industry so that it can be sustainable and profitable. So God spoke to me. He was like, I'm going to give you the information that you need to lead this. I'm just gonna give you the information to lead this. You're gonna have many people that are gonna be part of this whole thing, but you are going to lead it. So I think that's why I do what I do.
Okay.
To change the music industry so that it can be a profitable music industry. Because we do have a lot of industries in Zimbabwe that are doing well. I think we were speaking off camera about the how I compare the music industry with the agriculture industry. Yeah. And you can see how the agriculture industry, I think there was a stat that they said, I think we hit $1 billion.
Oh, really?
Exports, yes. Yeah. So just imagine those numbers in the music industry.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that this industry breeds millionaires.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what you want to see in the music industry in Zimbabwe. All right. That's a good vision, because I think there is potential. There are a lot of great artists in Zimbabwe, but I guess there's no vision. And when there is a visionary who's taking the industry somewhere, we're going to get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right, cool. Okay, so we're talking about the music industry. Is there a music industry in Zimbabwe to talk about in the first place? So you're talking about you want, this music industry in Zimbabwe to be $1 million, $1 billion industry. Where are we right now in terms of the music industry?
I don't think we have a music industry.
And why do you say that?
Because if we had, then who's running it? And I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I can ask you that question.
Yeah.
Who do you think is running the music industry?
Well,
if you can name me a structure that we can say, okay, this is the music industry.
Yeah, there is definitely no structure. I can't really point to anybody that I can say is running the music industry. Is that the case?
And you're an artist.
Yes, and I'm an artist and I don't know who's running the industry. But outside of Zim, who can we say, like in other countries, can people point to people who are running the music industry?
Yes. I can give you an example of South Africa.
Okay.
So a music industry is the structures, the governing body. So in South Africa, you have a couple. You've got what is called the RISA. I think that's the main governing body. Then you've got SAMRO. I think SAMRO has to do with it's a collection society.
Okay.
Then you've got SAMFRA. Then you've got CAPASO. So I think you've got 3 or 4 structures that are representing the music in South Africa. And from those structures, that's where you get the people that are running the things and they are governing and they're making sure that it's something that is sustainable and profitable. So all of those, I think there are 4 companies, the corporates that are running the music industry. So I think if we can have something like that, I think we can have a music industry.
Some would argue that there is Zimura in Zimbabwe, right? Isn't that like the Zimbabwean version of Samro? Is that the one that you mentioned?
It is.
Yeah.
But then Zimura is only a collection society. They don't do anything else for the artists.
I see.
All they do is collect money from radio and TV and a bit from Spotify, from the mechanical side. But then they don't do anything else.
So what hope do musicians have if there isn't any infrastructure in Zimbabwe to support what they're doing? Like, totangira papi zema musicians in that situation?
For now, there's no hope.
As for being blunt, there's no hope.
Abana pekutangira.
Okay. So how can we... right, so obviously there's no structure in Zimbabwe, right, that can support what we are doing, right? What steps can we take to further our music as musicians? Obviously, we're not going to stop because there's no structure, right? Like what steps can we take to grow from being an upcoming artist to an established artist? Because we have seen upcoming artists, there are plenty of them, and we know that they are established artists, there are plenty of them. How do we start small and get to where we want to go?
Well, for now, I think it's gonna be in 2 phases. Like for now, we are operating without structures, so we're gonna continue with that because it's okay. We're moving very slow, snail pace, and in the meantime, whilst that's happening on its own, we need to start building the structures. So I guess we need to understand that what we need. What do we need to what are the structures? Yeah. So I have got this great idea of having, what do you call this? A data collection company. So what a data collection company will do is it will document all of the data that we have from all from all streaming platforms, and we can be able to create a chart system. I think that's the first thing that we need to do. We should be able to document and show how our music is performing. That's one of the structures. Because I can give you an example of that. Billboard.
Yes.
Billboard it's a structure. You can see how music is performing by genre, by album. So I think that's the first structure that we need. Being able to see how our music is performing. Because we don't really know how the music is performing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only know what we are being told by these blogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they feed the audience that information that this artist is big, this artist is like this, based off what?
What about the chat shows on radio?
Now the chat shows on radio are biased because radio only reflects a certain part of the market. Radio is mainly for mainstream artists.
Okay.
And it's only for, I think it's only for music that's radio friendly, but music is deeper than that. And not every song can get on radio, but it doesn't mean that it's not a good song. Yeah. So if we can have something that's based off the streams, of real numbers, if we can, because I can give you an example. It's very sad when artists, when they drop their body of work, they post an Apple Music top 100 chart. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yes, I have seen.
Every artist does that. Why do you think they do that? They need that. They need that feedback of how the music is performing, and they're only showing us Apple Music, and it's only a small percentage that has Apple Music. So if we can be able to have that representation across every platform, then we can be able to see how the music is performing, how artists actually growing on these charts. Because you can actually, from the charts, you can see someone rising. If you're looking at the charts, you can see that this person was once upcoming, but then now they're the top, or the song debuted at number 20, now it's on number 1, based off the numbers, the real numbers on all platforms, so that we can have a good representation of how the music is performing. I think that's one of the structures that we need. Okay.
And then what other structures do we need besides that charting system?
The other structures that we need, I think this one is going to be a bit controversial, but at some point we're going to need to do something that is better than Zemura. Have a better collection society. Something that is more international, because Zemura only collects for local. So if you can have a body that helps artists collect their music, not just only in Zimbabwe, but also in Africa and the rest of the world. Because artists actually have to sign to another collection society so that they can get their money from streams all over the world.
Really?
So why is Zemura there? Why? Because I can just, because as an artist I can register with Samro, and Samro will collect my money that I can get in Zimbabwe, and also international money. So I don't need Zemura. So it's we need something that can be able to compete with Samro. And then there's RISA. So RISA is it's like the overall. It's like the overall governing body of South African artists, and that's where record label. That's like the bridge between artists and the record labels. So we need that. If you've noticed that we don't have our artists, we have very few artists who are signed by major record labels, and for them to be signed, they have to go to South Africa, because apana pekushikira. Record labels don't have where pekushikira. So and RISA will be able then to prune an artist and then give the record label the artists that are worth a record deal. So an artist actually goes through a process of all of these things, and then they can meet the standards. So only a governing body can be able to hold you accountable that this is not good standard. Go back and do this so that you can be able to get a record deal. Which is what we need. We need more record deals.
Yeah, we do.
There's a lot of advantages of a record deal that people are not, maybe they ignore, because every time when we talk about a record deal,
It's always in a bad light, right? Because we're always talking about them stealing our money and all of those things.
but then, all of the artists that we love, that we know, that are big, they're on a record deal. And so many artists say, my record deal is bad and stuff. But they're there. They are mainstream because of that record deal.
Yeah.
And it's also something that I think it's just a musician cycle. Some artists are going to do well before they get a record deal, to a point that they've got leverage. And when you've got leverage, you can sign a good deal. But not everyone is going to have the resources to work on their own until they've got something to.
Yeah.
So, those artists are going to get a bad deal, the ones that are getting in without leverage.
Yeah.
But without that record deal, you won't get that superstar level that you want. And sometimes, it's okay to go through those 5 bad years, because after that, you still have the fame. You can still start from there and actually build something. And it's all on the foundation of a bad record deal.
Yeah, but I guess for us as Zimbabweans, we know that the structures are not coming anytime soon, right? And we want to do well now. What issues have you seen upcoming artists facing? Brought on themselves by themselves, or brought on by the fact that we don't have an industry? What issues are we facing as artists?
Artists, the issues that they've brought on themselves is not knowing the music business.
Okay.
Yeah. Our artists in Zimbabwe, they do not know that music is a business. They think music is just music.
It's just music.
Because their talent is God-given. So because of that, you don't see the need to formalize it per se. So I think that's the first thing, understanding, having that mindset of this is a business. So if it's a business, how should I approach the business? Because in any other industry, anyone who's opening a business, they are going to research on how to run that business. They're going to research on the benefits. They're going to make sure that they understand what they are getting into. Yeah, and artists don't do that.
Yeah, we're guilty. I think I only started actually researching about the music business very recently. I think my second time around into the music industry.
Your second time as an upcoming artist.
My second time as an upcoming artist.
But you're doing fine. You're doing very well.
What else have we brought on ourselves as artists in this industry?
I think that's the main thing. Because when you understand due to the fact that you don't have music business knowledge, there are a lot of things that you're not going to do. You're not going to. Your approach is going to be different, and if you don't use the business approach, then it's not going to grow. It's not going to be sustainable. So a lot of things of understanding that you need a team, and even breaking it down. How do you get it? How do you find a team as an upcoming artist? I think that's it's something that they ask me a lot. So how do I then build a team?
How do you build a team?
Because I'm broke and I don't have anything. And I always tell upcoming artists that you don't build a team, you attract a team.
Okay.
So what you need to do is you need to work. Just do the work. And then whilst doing the work, other people will see themselves besides you. They see themselves in what you're doing. I think I can give an example of what I do. I'll be scrolling on social media and I'll be seeing artists who are doing what they're doing. And I can give someone some information that, okay, you're doing well, but you can improve on this. I have seen myself, helping them because they're doing something. Yeah. And even like you're just working on your music. A producer might approach you like, I like your sound. I feel like we can do something. A videographer can do that. So your team, you attract your team by just working and just be yourself and staying true to yourself and being consistent. You attract people that will help you.
Wow, that's very profound. Because if you don't take the steps that show people that you believe in the vision that you have for your music, by being consistent, by doing in the work, how do you then attract the people who want to work with you, right? So for you to be able to do that, you need to put in the work, be consistent, and do everything that you need to do first in the capacity that you can,
yes.
And then people will come around and support you. That's definitely those are words of wisdom right there. Okay, and then what about issues that we face that are brought on by the fact that we don't have an industry, like you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, I think we touched on that a bit, the lack of structures. So as an artist, I can give you a scenario. Let's say there's a 10-year-old who wants to be a musician. Where do they go? Where do they go in order for them to take this music business seriously? We don't have any way. We don't have any way for someone who wants to get into the industry to learn from. We don't have structures that just teach people about the music. I can give you an example. In agriculture, I always like talking about agriculture. If you do, I once did chickens. I once sold chickens.
Okay.
I'm a farm boy.
Yes, you didn't mention that in your intro. You're a farm boy.
So when I wanted to do chickens, I then started to research on how I can do broiler chickens and stuff. And the information that I got about keeping chickens was overwhelming. I got too much information. So there was no reason for me to fail because I had so much information, and there are so many supportive structures. Even if you go to these structures where you get chickens, pro feeds and stuff, they actually teach you. They've got classes and they've got WhatsApp groups that teach you on how to
keep chickens,
operate in the chicken business. So I think that's what we need. We need more structures that teach people on how to run a music business. So those are part of the structures we will make. I think the structures are a lot.
Do you think because we do have music schools, right, in Zim, do you think that the music schools are doing their job in also educating on the business side of things?
Yes, they are.
Because I've had access to people who've been to these schools, and I'm like, you've been to music school? Because nothing that they, it doesn't show that they've been to music school. And things that I've learned on the go-through experience, I'm like expecting, I'm sure you did this at music school, but apparently they wouldn't have done it at music school. Do you think that, the music schools that are there are doing a good enough job in educating our musicians in terms of on the music business side of things?
Well, I don't think they are, but I also don't think that it's their fault.
Okay.
Because our education system is somewhat primitive.
Okay.
So I think it's not their fault because they're just going to school. Everything is already set.
Okay.
And our school system has not adjusted to the modern way of how things are happening. So I think even music school, they're still primitive. So it might seem like they don't have the right info. They don't have the information that they can apply now, but they do have a music background because they did music school. They have a music background, but it's not applicable to the current world.
Yeah.
So I think the music schools, I don't think they're effective.
It's not enough.
I think we need more platforms outside of the school system that is tailored for the current environment.
Okay.
Pretty much like what I'm doing.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned that, sometimes you scroll on and you end up giving advice to artists. Do they listen? Do they listen to you? Are they... Because, I've had experience where I give advice based on the experience that I have had, but there is some sort of resistance. I don't know if you have experienced the same thing. Do you think our musicians are able to learn from others or even go and research on their own to get the information they need to be successful?
There has been a lot of resistance, and I think it's normal. It's normal, it's change. And I think in marketing we did like 7 stages of change. Like you don't just change overnight. So the resistance, I understand that, and it's going to take time. And I think it also has to do with your mindset, having that mindset of learning, because artists, they think they know it all. So it's all about, tuning your mindset that I need to learn so that I can grow.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of a couple of things. Some do listen. They listen and they apply it. I think it has to do with the capacity as well, because you need money. You need money to do content. It's not a lot of money, but it's because artists spend a lot of time and money in the recording of the music.
Yes, definitely.
That when the song is done, they no longer have money for the marketing.
Yeah.
So I think that's where they might not be able to implement some of the strategies because they lack resources or because of their mindset. They are not. They should be knowing that, okay, I should be able to I should be saving money for the marketing, not spend everything
on the recording or the production.
Recording, yes. So I guess it's a combination of a couple of things. But I want to ask you something, because I once gave you some tips. How did you apply them? And did you have any challenges, or it was just easy for you to?
So yes, I definitely tried to apply what you the feedback that you gave me. So one thing that I did apply was, I remember mentioning it, was the profile, doing the profile using AI and the prompts. That was very helpful because
creating your bio.
Yes, creating the bio, because I was in the middle of preparing the content that I wanted, not content, but the bio for the particular release I was working on. So I found that very helpful. And then the tips that you gave me in terms of the visual hooks, the text hooks, yes, the text hooks on the reels, yes, because it definitely made sense for me to do that, because, and then I try, because one thing that I've learned over the years, the last 2 or 3 years, was just try. If you've got information, try it out and see if it works. You don't lose anything. And a lot of the times, like you're saying, people are like, I don't have money for X, Y, Z. But it's things like simple text hooks. It doesn't take a lot of money to come up with a text hook. So try it. It doesn't take money to put, those prompts in, Google, AI, whatever, and come up with something. So yeah, obviously it's not easy, because you have a way of doing things, like you're saying, talking about mindset. It's having to then have that mindset of learning and continuously improving.
That's
that would help you.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Having that mindset. I think if you have a mindset, then everything else will come easier.
Yeah.
Because you are you're embracing it.
Exactly.
And you're being intentional.
Yeah.
So I guess the mindset is probably the number one reason why they might not act on the tips as much as they should.
Yeah. All right. So we've come to the part in the show where you've already asked me a question, but I don't know if you have any questions, right? Because I always have this segment where the interviewer becomes the interviewee. Do you have another question for me?
Wait, does that mean this is now the end of the show? Because I've been enjoying. I thought we're going.
We're approaching the end of the show, obviously, but unfortunately we don't have. I think we need another sit down because I think you have a lot of knowledge, and if people want to get a lot of information, you actually share a lot of stuff on your pages, right? And definitely we're gonna put your socials in the description box, and people can just go and binge consume that content because it is extremely helpful.
Thank you.
Yes, but yes, do you have a question for me? Another question for me?
You know, I thought about this because I thought about this, and I then checked out everyone who has been here and the questions that they've been asked.
Yes.
Some questions have been repeated, and I want to ask you something.
Yes.
Has anyone be like, I don't have any questions for you? Has there been an episode where no one asks you any questions?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, everyone has always asked you questions.
Yes.
So I guess today is your off day. Today you're not gonna get any questions.
I'm not gonna get any questions.
But I want to say something.
Yes.
Though. I just wanna, I wanna give you praise for this platform that you've created. This is an amazing platform.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for creating the structures that we need. The work that you're doing, because I see that it's like Christian. It's got that Christian angle. I have actually discovered a lot of Christian artists through your platform.
Okay.
So thank you for doing that, and I pray that this platform grows bigger, and more artists get the help that they need by being on this platform.
Thank
you. So shout out to you and your team.
Yeah.
For this wonderful work that you're doing. May God bless you for that.
Oh, thank you so much. No, we thank God for the tools that He has given us to use, and we are just going to keep on using them for the glory of His name. And as long as we're able to, we'll continue. Yes. I thank you so much for coming. But before we go, maybe a word of advice to our artists, maybe something that you're like, I have to let somebody know or give them advice on something. You can look into the camera and just... Yeah.
Well, I think it's something that I learned because this is my first year in the music industry, and I have realized that you're going to meet a lot of bad people before you meet the good ones. And if you quit, or if you feel like quitting, or you feel like, just because I'm meeting bad people or people that are not agreeing to what I want, I feel like just keep on going. You're going to meet a lot of bad people in this music industry. But then, eventually, it just takes one person to believe in you, one person to see your vision, one person to say, you know what, check this person out, one person to just play your video. It takes one person to change your life. And usually that comes after meeting a lot of bad circumstances. So for anyone who's in the music industry who feels like, it's tough, I'm going to quit, or I'm just going to give it a few more, then if it doesn't do this, or if this doesn't happen, then keep going. And just like to tell the artists out there that, we are working on the business side of it, on the structures, to make sure that we have somewhat of a music industry, and they can benefit from all of the effort that they're putting. Because a lot of artists are putting in a lot of effort, but because of lack of structures, it goes in vain. So they should just keep on having that hope, and they should know that there are people who are working tirelessly to make sure that they can have a good career as a Zimbabwean artist.
Awesome. Powerful words. And with that, you have heard it for yourself. Keep on keeping on. Don't give up. You might have to meet a lot of bad people before you meet that one person who will change your life. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's Features by TaffyRue. Until next time, goodbye.